Hey guys, it's a little bit of a gloomy day, but at least it's above freezing and it's not snowing today. Anywho, this is going to be part 2 of the upgrades to the smoker made from scrap. And I brought it out here to show you what some of the upgrades were. Was originally the upgrade video was going to be me installing these different shelf brackets that are adjustable. I didn't do that video, so this is going to be this is going to be it. Plus, I'm going to be doing the very first cook with the upgrade too. I haven't done that yet. Anyway, instead of using the smoke generator that's on the side here that I discussed before, I bought one of these cheap smoke maze things. Where are you? I bought one of these cheap smoke maze things from eBay, and you can see that I did a test fire on it. And I discovered that I'm still going to have the aquarium pump running to supply enough air to keep it from snuffing out. So anyway, I'm going to get the meat. I'm going to get this thing plugged in, get it preheated, get the smoke maze filled up, get that lit. Got the meat already prepped. I just got to put it in the pans and stick it in. So I'm going to do that right now, and I'll bring you back. Alright, I've got the smoke maze lit. The pellets in there are a blend of maple, hickory, and cherry. I don't know what percentage of each, assuming it's 33% of each or something like that. Anyway, I got a couple of briskets in here. Both of them are around the 12-pound uncooked weight currently. I've got them set up on the very top 2 racks, assuming heat rises, and just an experiment. This is the very first time I've cooked with this since I put the oven burner in there. We'll see how it works. Aquarium pump's pumping to make sure that the flame doesn't get snuffed out because it needs to have air. This thing isn't exactly airtight, but it's airtight enough that the pellets snuff out if you don't have the air running, because I already did an experiment to try that. I've got the thing filled. I'm thinking it's going to run about 8 hours, so we'll see. I'll bring it back in a couple hours. Eventually I'm going to put the meat probe thermometer internal temperature probes in here in a little while. We'll see what happens. Keep you posted. See you. Alrighty folks, we've been going at this for probably around pretty close to 6 hours. I'm not sure how well this camera picks this. Oh yeah, there it is. You can see the smoke is just coming out of her right there. I've had the lower control down here. See if I can show it to you. Hang on. Okay, the lower control, it's really hard to see. The display is really dim, but I've had it set at about 225, and it's been holding pretty good. Come to find out, you can't. I couldn't use this thermometer in the door because the brisket on the middle rack is just slightly below that sensing probe. So it doesn't give you an accurate reading of what the cabinet temperature is. It's slightly off because it's blocking the heat flow. I ended up putting a secondary thermometer, whatever you want to call it. So this is currently the temperature in the cabinet right now, about 230. I have an alarm set for 235, so if it gets higher than that, then I'll open the door. The reason I have to do that is because that stupid, cheap smoke maze thing, I'll have to show you what I'm talking about later on, but what I found out was I lit the beginning of it, and rather than going around in a spiral like it's supposed to, the whole thing started to light and go right directly across. And I'll show you what I'm talking about later on. I'll pull the thing out and show you. The meat probes, this is the one that's in the brisket that's on the bottom rack or the middle of the cabinet. Its internal temp right now is 153. I've got the alarm set for 202. I normally pull them when they're about 205 or something around that area, but I set it kind of low so that I can be in the general vicinity when it needs to get pulled. The one that's at the top, that one is running internal 140 currently. I thought about rotating them, putting that one, the cooler one on the bottom, so that they'll get a little bit more even. I may do that still yet. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do. But anyway, like I say, we're about 6 hours in or so. And you guys want to take a look? See what they look like? You do? All right. Okay, let's take a look. All right. Let's see. This one here is the one that's at 153. And this is the one that's at 140. And here's what I'm talking about with that smoke maze thing. You can see how instead of going around in a circle, it lights and then it like progresses all the way across. I've been dousing it with liquid, trying to keep it under control. So I've been battling it. It's a pain in the butt. It's going to have to get modified. But that's what you get when you buy cheap Chinese-made junk. Forget it. Okay, anyway, that's it for now. That's the update. 6 hours in. I'll give you an update either later tonight when they're done or tomorrow. We'll see what happens. See you. Well, it's the next day. I took these things off about 2 in the morning, wrapped them in foil, put them in the oven, and let them cool for several hours. And I have not looked yet since I wrapped them in foil. You and I are going to be the first ones to see, or we're going to see together, I should say. Ooh, not too shabby. So I'm going to put it on the cutting board and start cutting her up. Get you back when I start doing that. Hang on. Alright. Zoom in a little bit, I guess. I don't know. Is that focused? Can't tell. Oh well. Guess I'm going to remove this top point, I guess they refer to this as. Oh, that's a good sized piece of meat there. Get rid of this fat. Guess the dog's gonna have a nice breakfast. Yeah, it appears the grain's going this direction. I don't think I've got too much of a smoke ring. I've never tried cooking it inside the pan the full time before. But I didn't want to have all this greasy stuff dripping all over inside the smoker. You know, I've done it that way before, and it makes such a terrible mess. You know I gotta have a taste of this stuff. Pitmaster privilege, they say. Ain't bad. I'm sure the other one's gonna turn out exactly the same way, so I'm not gonna bore you with it. Anywho, thanks for watching. Well, I cut the first stuff up, and it's so tender, it just literally just completely falls apart. I tried to put it in slices, cut it in slices, and put it in this bag, and it just would have nothing to do with that. It just completely, utterly, just completely falls apart. This part here, you can see, I was wondering about a smoke ring, and I don't see a smoke ring. I think it looks to me like the stuff just completely permeated. I'm not sure if that's showing up on camera. Yeah, oh, you hear everybody say that. I don't know if it shows up on camera. But I guess it's true. I don't know. Cheap little camera. But anyway, this is this is what's going to happen. I'm going to slice this up and put it in that same little baggie and eat off of it for weeks. Anyway, total cook time was probably around 14 hours. And, you know, it probably got smoked for maybe six hours maybe, because of the trouble I was having with that stupid smoke maze thing. Anyway, like I say, I'm not gonna show you cutting up the second brisket because I'm sure it's gonna be duplicate of this, and nobody wants to stand here and watch that for hours and hours and hours. Okay,